Hello, this is part 3 of my Roetest vacuum tube tester build. This time we will see the socket box receiver that I built. It looks like that. It's all mostly in SMD. I use 8 amps, up to 8 amps. Ferrite beads and MELF resistors, 0207. They can carry 1 watt and a lot of pulse load. There's the back side. This is the aluminum profiles that will be used to mount it. It will be mounted like that. On the back side, we'll use these connectors because I want to make everything as modular as possible. Like that. It's not easy with one hand to film. So this is the receiver. I will use an auxiliary power supply for everything that I need in the boxes. If I need something 12 volt, I don't want to use the relay power supply in case of a short circuit or something that will destroy more than it's good for. And finally, the socket boxes itself. I am using 10 by 10 pot-in boxes that are damn cheap, I think, under €1 per piece. Yeah. Why 10 by 10? Because if you make a 10 by 10 PCB, it will cost you $2 to $4 for 4 pieces. And this thing gets really cheap. I'm using this H15, I think. I'm not sure. DIN connectors, 15-pin high power. This box is a prototype for Noval, Magnoval, Octal and Mini 7-pin. Here I exposed the pins 2, 7, 4 and 5 that are mostly the heater pins for the Magnoval, Octal and Noval sockets. So you can put some solder on it to make them thicker. Same on the back side. Don't know if it's needed, but it's just for a peace of mind. Yeah. All the boxes will look like that. The ones where I can find PCB tube sockets, I will make a PCB with traces. All the other ones that I have to use chassis sockets will be the same PCB with the 15-pin connector, only blank, no traces. And on the back, I will have the point-to-point connection to the sockets itself. I would just either pre-drill, if I know which socket I will use, the PCB, so it comes completely drilled, at least the bigger hole, or blank, so I can drill the holes later what I need. But everything will be done with these PCBs. So my next challenge was how to fasten the box itself, the potting box itself, to the PCB. This took me some time. And I'm using these things. These are nothing else than PCB rails for 19-inch racks. For example, this one from Schroff. I'm cutting both headers and I'm mounting them like that. This gives me the possibility to have the boxes sidely screwed on the PCB. To make things easier, I've made a template, a drilling template, that we put like that on the box, and then you just mark the holes and drill it. This is the wrong side. You have the connector. That means here. And that's the other side to the connector, like that. So you have both sides. The template is for both sides to make it easier. So I have a standardized enclosure with minimum amount of mechanics. No drilling of this big hole, cutting out these big holes, etc., square holes. The anodes, probably both anodes, pin 9 and 10, are broken out. For example, I will use such an connector, screwed like that, to connect the caps, the anode caps of the tubes. The component side of the main board. Here the 6 banana sockets. I'm suggesting you to use quality sockets, banana sockets, Hirschman, because they are way much less susceptible to heat. I didn't have any problem soldering them or melting the top. Here you can see the back of the main board. The heater bridge, the 8 amp heater bridge with the spacers underneath. Here the sockets, as you can see, I don't know if you can read it, they're Hirschman. Doesn't cost extremely more, but they're really, really good and they take a lot of heat. This is how the front plate at the moment looks. It's a status update. You see my my socket box, the receiver itself, the receiver, socket box receiver on the back. Of course, this is all open at the moment. It will be covered with PCBs on both sides and on the top. The PCB I'm having here, it is only just to hold these two aluminium pieces on the correct side. This is not something that will stay, it's just temporary. This is how it would look, connected, and then I feared about that will fall because it's not yet connected. I have a thumb screw. Sorry for that. One-handed filming is a pain. So, and this hinge stabilizes completely the box itself. this is my solution. I don't know if I will stay with that hinge, it's a little bit big, but this is what I had at the moment. But this is the solution I will use with the thumb screw and the hinge on the one side of the receiver box, of the socket box, to fix it on the appliance itself.